Hey crafters, welcome to my channel. I'm Jen. So today I'm sharing my 5 days till Christmas crafts. These are the last minute things I needed to get done before I start cleaning and baking. There are 5 ornaments, 4 fa-la-las, 3 gift tags, 2 treat boxes, and 1 project share. And if you're a fan of Tim Holtz's Christmas ideology project, stick around to the end for a sneak peek at my next video. Alright, let's get started before the grocery store gets too busy. Let's begin the countdown with this ornament die from Concord and 9th. I chose 5 colors of cardstock, also from C9 in Peacock, Aqua Sky, Ballet Slipper, Cranberry, and Poppy. In addition to die cutting each of them, I used scraps of specialty cardstock in silver, iridescent, and gold to serve as the ornament topper. At the same time, I was inspired by Christina Werner's demo to add a bow and tiny tags from Spellbinders that say Noel and Joy. I found the most efficient method to work on these cards was to lay them all out versus working on them individually. This allowed me to play around with the color choices, but it also allowed me to see which pieces were remaining for each of the colors as I went along. Once I decided on these colors for the bases of my ornaments, things started to go quite quickly. One way for me to stretch the colors was to remove the background and just use the singular ornament for 2 of the cards. In both of them, I propped up the ornament on a panel with craft foam to add dimension. Another way to stretch the colors and prevent the need for more die cuts was to use the base color instead of covering it. In the pink card, I added glossy accents to the pink base color showing through. Here are the 5 ornament cards. I did have to go back and cut another of the peacock, but that's because I wanted that color for the greenery. I truly love the Scandinavian vibe that they give off. The second card, the red poppy one, is my favorite. You may have noticed that that one was absent from the opening. That's because I have already decided that that one is going to my mom. Since filming, I have also given away the other 2 cards that included the base. I like the singular ornament cards, but they just can't compete to that total look. Another Concord and 9th inlay die that I wanted to try this Christmas was the fa-la-la. I used velvet or flocked cardstock, which I picked up from scrapbook.com. I used this specialty cardstock for the first time not too long ago when I was making my retro Halloween cards, which I absolutely loved. The plan was to make 4 cards using only 3 die cuts, 1 for each the red, white, and green. However, for the red, I forgot to moisten the back before running it through the machine. Several of the letters didn't punch through, and then when I went to trim it, I cut off too much on the right side. I was still able to make 4 cards, but I had to pivot a little on how I was going to do this. Then, when I dampened the back of the white velvet, it picked up a dingy look. Fortunately, trimming the edges and letting it dry entirely resolved that problem. The first card came together in no time at all, yet those bright colors and velvet texture make it a rather striking card. The next card was a complete experiment. I propped up the white velvet base again using more of that craft foam, but this time I added a double-sided adhesive between the layers. So after I adhered it to the base, the fa-la-las were quite sticky. I opted not to go on the hunt for my glitter stash, and instead I used Ranger's Gold Tinsel embossing powder. The adhesive was enough for it to stay put. I did later go back and heat emboss it to see how it would come out, and it melted without any problems. Frankly, either way worked though. The remaining 2 cards come together similarly. I tried a couple of other designs, but ultimately went with a similar feel as the red and white one because I wanted the texture of the velvet to be the star. I think the first 3 here look like they came from Whoville, but I didn't expect to like that white velvet and gold sparkles so much. My camera just isn't doing it justice. Simon Says Stamp has the cutest little wafer dies for holiday baking. I used 2 sets here, the cookie sheet dies and the holiday baking essentials. I started my tags using distressed mica stains and Dilution shimmer sprays, and I let that dry and then went back and added distressed spritz and picked raspberries. I did all 4, opting to pick the best 3 tags. I thought my craft cardstock was looking a little too dull and flat, so I brought out my Cali Art and Ohuhu markers to add a little bit more texture and dimension to the colors. I played around with how I wanted the design to look, and once everything kind of fell into place, I glued everything together, and I think they're just adorable to attach to my cookie platters. The house treat box dies from scrapbook.com will serve as the perfect gift box for Cash and some Hershey Kisses for each of my college-age sons. Each box requires 2 cuts for the house build. I've already gone ahead and created folds in the pre-scored areas. This die has a gingerbread house add-on, but since I don't have those dies, I'm going to pull a few things from Honeybee's holiday add-on for the Lovely Layers window set. For my gingerbread paper, I'm using this paper from one of scrapbook.com's freebies. I'm going to start by gluing one of the tabs to the side of the other piece, and then I will attach the tab from that piece to the inside of the first piece. Next, I will secure the bottom. To give the look of a gingerbread house, I am using white glitter cardstock as icing to decorate much of the house. Starting with the roof, I cut a set of 5 shingles for each side of the roof. I used the bend as my guide for placing the first piece and worked my way up. I recommend using glue instead of tape to adhere the roof because I found with each side I needed to do readjusting to keep them evenly spaced. And here are the 2 builds. While I think that add-on for the boxes is adorable, my solution to pull from my stash produced quick and convincing gingerbread houses. What do you think? Okay, so for this final number 1 is actually multiples, and that is project share. So the first thing I did was for my husband's Christmas card, and the reason I didn't show this is that I straight up purloined this from Carissa Wiley. The inside even says the same. I believe hers says it on the outside, but it's the little hand with the mistletoe. This is also C9. Also the idea for the bracelet. I also embossed it with Forever Green from Spellbinders, and then I just layered it up on 3 colors of shimmery cardstock. So for this one, I knew I had to have it because there's a spot in Finland that my husband and I want to go to. It's on our bucket list, and I thought for an anniversary card this would make a cute little scene. For the snow, I just did glitter cardstock throughout. I did added cuts for some dimension. There at this place that we want to go to, there's at the bottom of the hill these Christmas markets, and they're little red and green cabins, so that's what I have lined up there, and then the 2 of us ice skating. I like that, and this is just a sentiment that I got from Amazon. For the inside, I got this from Simon Says Stamp. I'll have to look up, I'll include it in the description, the name of the company. But it says, a perfect marriage is just 2 imperfect people who refuse to give up on each other. I thought after 31 years of being together, this was a nice little card. Now, here's the other project shared. This is a sneak peek at what we'll be doing with my next video. I'll be taking next week off, which is the week of Christmas, and then I'll return. I still am in the Christmas spirit all the way to about January 15th. So that's when we take our decorations down. One of the things that I like to do during the holiday break is work on my tags, my ideology tags. Most of the products come from Ideology. I do use some outside materials as well. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching. A special shout out to all of my subscribers. Thank you for helping make this new little adventure of mine such a wonderful experience. I definitely appreciate all of you, and I hope everyone watching has a wonderful holiday season. Merry Christmas, and I'll see you in the new year. Take care, everyone.